Welcome back. Well, let's go straight over to my next guest. Really pleased to welcome back to the show women's rights campaigner Kellie-Jay Keen. Hello, Kellie.
Hi, good evening. How are you?
I'm very well. It's good to have you on board, as always. A couple of really distressing stories to talk about. I talked to the ladies from Sex Matters, and some of them say, oh, we are getting somewhere, you know, people are beginning to see sense. And then you get a couple of stories like we're going to discuss now, and you think, are you really getting anywhere? I mean, I'm not saying I don't want them to get anywhere, I want them to succeed. But you see these stories and you think, what is going on? First of all, Marks & Spencer's has apologised and removed a poster, which was an advert for kids' bras, teenage kids as they reach that age where they'll need a bra. What does it say? It aims these bras just the thing you need. Here we go. Smart, strong, supported, first bras for fearless young things. I think the word they're looking for is girls. They recognised this later and did apologise. But what goes on in the heads or in the minds of sentient adults when they think, oh, it's a bra, we better not use the word girls? What the hell is that about?
Well, maybe you should lower your expectations when you say sentient adults. These are just overpaid, overprivileged, university-groomed kids in these departments. And I think what happens is there's a competitive wokeness, and someone says, hey, let's say that girls are strong. And someone goes, oh, let's just not say they're girls. And then they can be really special things. And I think that's where we are. We are just in this bizarre, competitive, meaningless nonsense. I mean, young things is so objectifying, isn't it?
It's just ridiculous. They're going out of their way to avoid the word girls because presumably they feel that might offend the trans community or something. As Helen Joyce puts it from the Sex Matters organisation, it's incredible to see retailers bend over backwards to accommodate the feelings of a tiny number of men and boys who are unhappy about being male and want everyone else to pretend they are female. Why are their feelings prioritised over the feelings of half of the human race that is actually female? I mean, it's well put, that, isn't it? What's going on?
Look, Marks and Spencer's aren't the only people who want to accommodate these men. Certain organisations might want to call them legal women. I personally don't want any man ever to be categorised as a woman. And flowing from that will come, I want the word girl to be used when we mean girls, boy to be used when we mean boys. And I'm really hard line on this. And if we'd done it my way from the beginning, Kevin, we wouldn't be here now. We would all just be saying boys and girls and men and women. And look, Marks and Spencer's, this is not the worst thing they do. The worst thing they do is they let men into those spaces where those young things are having their first bra fittings.
Are you kidding? Do they still do that?
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
That's
just ridiculous. That's so ridiculous. Moving on to another ridiculous story. The Scouts, the Boy Scouts. Oh, sorry. The Young Things Scouts. They've got a game that they're encouraging their young scouts to play. It's called Pronoun Pairs. It features the character Billy the Butterfly, who is non-binary. And Billy the Butterfly, the non-binary butterfly, introduces LGBTQI plus concepts to children and also discourages kids or the young scouts from using the terms boy, girl, mum, dad, etc. This is the Scouts. As I say, when I was a kid, I was a very good scout, by the way. I got lots of badges, but we used to call them the Boy Scouts, but I presume that's way out now. What's going on that they're doing this?
Well, did you ever get your pronoun badge? That's all I'm asking. Did you get one?
No,
tie knots and pronoun badges. No. Look, none of it makes sense. It only makes sense if you think that people have nefarious intent. That's the only thing that makes sense, and I think that is true, that there is an impetus behind this. It's really quite distasteful. Since 2015, schools have been telling sort of support staff not to use the words girls and boys. So the Scouts are a little bit slow on the uptake there. But why don't we want boys and girls to recognise boys and girls? And why isn't it great to be a boy and great to be a girl? And they are completely different things, and they're also both children, and their differences will become more and more exaggerated as they get older. But actually, sex really does make a difference to the way we behave and the way our bodies work. And I'm just a little bit, I think the expression is pig sick, of pretending that they are not wonderful and they don't need to be identical.
No, and to go back to Helen Joyce's point, I mean, this is all in order to allegedly not offend a very, very tiny section of our community, the trans people. We, or various organisations, the Scouts, I think, succeed in offending vast amounts of people, usually women. Yeah. You know, so why would they prioritise? I mean, nobody wants the trans community, trans men and women to be treated badly, but why would you prioritise them, that tiny community, their feelings, over the feelings of that rather vast community known as women?
Well, it's the same thing as always. It's being seen to be kind, not being kind. It's a performance, like it's all performative nonsense. And really, when it comes to it, it actually hurts everybody. Now, I don't think there is any such thing as a trans person. I think there are people that have behaviours, and I don't see why we need to accommodate anyone who has a behaviour where they want to pretend to be the opposite sex. And look, if we just go back to men and women and girls and boys, and we say that everyone has equal opportunities to succeed, not everyone is equal, but everyone has an equal opportunity to succeed, to participate, you know, make the brownies more excited. Don't make it so that Boy Scouts no longer exists and it's mixed sex, which I think is probably what they've done. But it's not the first time that the Scouts have had a bit of a brush with bad safeguarding, is it? And it's not like they're known to be absolutely perfect when it comes to safeguarding of children. So this is just another branch of the same tree.
It's so ridiculous, Kelly. So in this game, the pronoun pairs game, it is suggested that Scouts use sibling rather than brother and sister. Everyone instead of ladies and gentlemen or boys and girls, and you use parent or parents, carer or grown-up rather than mum and dad. The kids, the Scouts, are also encouraged to use pronouns sie and ze, whatever that means, and they and them instead of gendered pronouns. And if they do misgender someone, there's extensive guidance in how to. It's important to acknowledge your mistake by apologising and correcting yourself. This is indoctrinating kids, really rather dangerously, I think.
100%, and it's in all our schools. You know, it's not just in the Scouts, it's not just in the Girl Guides, where let's remember that if your little girl goes away with the Girl Guides, there can be a man who calls himself a woman, who's a guide leader, who goes away with your kids, your daughters, and you're not even told about it. So all of these organisations are absolutely insane.
They are. I'm going to say that on that insane note, I'm going to have to say goodbye, Kelly. Great to talk to you. Kellie-Jay Keen there on the insanity of some of this stuff.